name is Ali Ahmed, and today I'll be summarizing chapters 13, 3 and 4. In chapter 13, I'll be talking about IT planning. The planning process for any new applicant begins with the analysis of the organization's strategic plan. The organization's strategic plan identifies the overall mission goals that follows from the mission and then broad steps required to reach these goals. The strategic planning process modifies the organization's objectives and resources to make its changing market and opportunities. The organization's strategic plan and the existing IT applicant, IT architecture provides the inputs in the developing the IT strategic plan. The IT architecture delineates the way an organization utilizes its information resource to accomplish its information. It encompasses both the technical and the managerial aspects of the information resources. The technical aspect includes the hardware, operating system, networking, data management system, and the application software. The managerial aspects specify how the IT department will manage, how the IT department will be managed, how the functional area will be involved, and how the IT decision will be taken. The IT strategic plan is a set of long-range goals that describes the IT infrastructure and identify the major IT initiatives needed to achieve these organizational goals. The strategic plan must meet these three objectives. It must be aligned with the organization's strategic plan. This alignment is crucial because of the organization systems, information system, and must support the organization's strategies. It must also provide provide for an IT architecture that seamlessly network users, application, and databases. Thirdly, it must efficiently allocate IS information system development resources among competing projects so that the project can be completed on time within the budget and still have the required functionalities. Moving on to chapter 3, here we will be defining the term called ethics and also discussing some of the frameworks which would help us make ethical decisions. So what is ethics? So ethics refers to the principle of right and wrong that individuals uses to make choices that guide their behavior. Making the right choice may never be easy or clear-cut, but with the help of these frameworks, we will be able to make more ethical decisions in our life. So the first approach is the utilitarian approach that states that an ethical action is the one that provides the most good or does the least harm. The ethical corporate action would be the one that produces the greatest good and does the least harm for all affected parties, such as customers, suppliers, employees, shareholders, and the environment as a whole. Secondly, the right approach. The right approach maintains that an ethical action is the one that best protects and respects the moral rights of the affected party. Moral rights may include the rights to make one's own choice about what kind of life to lead, to be told the truth, not to be injured, and enjoy the degree of privacy. Most people acknowledge that individuals are entitled to some moral rights. An ethical organization action would be the one that protects and respects the moral rights of customer, employees, shareholders, and even business partners. Thirdly, the fairness approach. The fairness approach posits the ethical action treats all human beings equally, or if unequally, then fairly, based on some defensive standards. Most people believe that it's fair to pay people who work harder to achieve their goals. However, there is less certainty regarding the CEO salaries that are 100 or even 1,000 times larger than one of the employees. Many people question whether this huge disparity is based on defensible standard or it is just a result of imbalanced power of house, hence it's unfair. The fourth approach is the common good approach. The common good approach highlights the interlocking relationship that underlie all the society. The approach argues that respect and compassion for all other is the basis for ethical action. It emphasizes that the common conditions are important to the welfare of everyone. These conditions include system of laws, effective police and fire department, healthcare, public education, and even public recreation area. Lastly, the deontology approach. The deontology approach states that morality of an action is based on whether the action itself is right or wrong under a series of rules, rather than based on the consequence of that action. Example can be deontology is the belief that killing someone is wrong even if it is in self-defense. Moving on to chapter 4, here I'll be discussing some terms related to information security, and then I'll move on to explaining the 5 key factors which are contributing to the increasing vulnerability of the organization's information resource. So the first word which I will start with is security, which can be defined with the degree of protection against criminal activity, danger, damage or loss. Following the term called information security refers to all the processes and policies designed to protect an organization, information and information system from unauthorized access, disclosure, discipline, modification or destruction. A threat to an information resource can be any danger to which a system may be exposed. The exposure of an information resource is the harm, loss, or damage that can result if a threat comprises that resource. An information resource vulnerability is the possibility that systems would be harmed by a threat. Now I will move on to the 5 key factors which are contributing to the vulnerability of information system in an organization. The first one is today's which these terms I'll be discussing in detail. The first one is today's interconnected, interdependent, wireless and networked business environment. Second, the smaller, faster, cheaper computer and storage devices. Third, decreasing skill necessary to be a computer hacker. Fourth, international organized crime taking over cybercrime. Fifth, lack of management support. The first factor is the evolution of the IT resource from framework only to the today's highly complex, interconnected, independent, wireless network business environment. The internet now enables millions of computers and computer networks to communicate freely and seamlessly with one another. Organizations and individuals are exposed to the world of untrusted networks and potential attackers. In general, a trusted network is any network with an organization with your organization, and an untrusted network is any network external to your organization. Also, wireless technologies enable employees to compute, communicate, access the internet anywhere, anytime. Significantly, wireless is an inherently unsecure broadcast communication medium. The second factor reflects the fact of that modern computers and storage devices, for example, our thumb drives, flash drive, continue to become smaller and faster and cheaper, and more portable with greater storage devices. These characters make it much easier to steal, lose a computer or a storage device that contains huge amount of sensitive information, and also far more people are able to afford powerful computers and connect to inexpensively internet, thus rising potential of an attack of information. The third factor is that the computing skills necessary to be a hacker are decreasing. Why? Because the internet contains information, and a computer program called script that users with few skills can download and use to attack any information system connected to the internet. The fourth factor is that internationally organized crime is taken over cybercrime. Cybercrime refers to any illegal activity conducted over a computer network, particularly on the internet. The fifth and the final factor is the lack of management support from the entire organization to take security policy and procedures seriously. Senior managers must set the tone. Managers may be even important. These managers are in close contact with employees every day and are thus in better position to determine whether employees are following the security procedures or not.